What's up, YouTube? This is Cooking with Doug. I'm back again with my 10-quart PowerXL Vortex air fryer oven. Tonight for you guys, we're gonna make some Doug style empanadas, guys. Cooking with Doug style. These are the main ingredients, guys. I got 1 pound of ground beef. I would get lean if you can. Of course, there are frozen empanada discs. They're frozen, so you have to let them defrost for a bit. Yeah, so that's self-explanatory. I got taco seasoning with some cumin, and that's generally all you need. And you can freestyle the rest however you want to do it. Now, because I don't like to use my traditional stovetop or traditional oven in my videos, I'm going to use my Ninja Foodi Mini to saute my beef. By the way, for some strange reason, we have people commenting about the Ninja Foodi on my PowerXL air fryer oven videos. I'm not sure why. Ninja Foodi came out 2 years ago. So, I would say if you're coming late to class, don't raise your hand, don't speak out. Just open your book bag, take out your notebook, and take notes because you're late. That's number one. And number two, this is what's selling out on QVC today in 2021. So that's why I'm doing videos on it. Capiche? Alright. Alright, let me get some avocado oil in there real quick, and we're going to dump our meat in. Remember, it's a pound, so it's not a lot. Alright, I'm going to take my taco seasoning. Sprinkle that on there. Shout out to my local Mexican market. Their ground beef is, I guess, automatically lean. Every time I use their ground beef, it never produces any oil. That's awesome. I don't know what they do or which. I guess maybe it's just lean automatically. I didn't ask for lean. That's cool. I'm going to add some cumin. I'm going to add some of this. I'm going to add some juice to it first. Right? And of course, my peppers. It's going to give it some nice flavor, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and squeeze a half of a lime in there. I gave it a taste. It could use some salt, so I'm going to add my go-to pink salt, black pepper, and garlic powder. I'm going to add some of that in there. Just finish it off. And now I'll add my onions and cilantro. Now I add mine now because I want bite to my onions and I want to taste the cilantro. So that's why that's the method to my madness. Alright, I'm going to turn off the heat. Give it a final stir. Now I'm going to let this cool all the way down. And you already know this smells fantastic, guys. I shouldn't even have to tell you that. For an extra bonus, I'm going to throw in some white onions in there. Unsauteed. And this is totally, well, the sear mode is completely off. You don't hear any sizzle, right? Now I'm just going to mix this in. Because I want to taste that raw white onion in there. That's just going to, to me, that's nothing but flavor right there. So I'm just going to mix it in really good. And then we're ready to make our empanadas. Since I don't keep tomato paste in my house, we're going to use some ketchup. It's right here. And we're going to mix it up. And it should be good. About 3 or 4 squirts did the trick. And now we're good to go. Alright guys, let's get our egg wash situated. I'm going to do 2 eggs because I believe I'm doing all 10 empanadas. That comes in a pack, 10. And I'm planning to do 10 in my air fryer oven. So I'm just going to do 2 just to make sure I have enough egg wash for all of them. An hour and a half has passed. I let my empanadas thaw out. So they're good to go now. And what I'm going to do, just as a extra, I'm going to spray out my racks both sides with some Pam just to make sure they don't stick. I don't think it will because we're going to have to spritz it with some oil anyway, but I'm going to spray out these racks. And I'm going to use 2 racks as 10, like I said, it's 10 empanadas. If we need 3 racks, we'll use 3 racks. We're cooking all 10 though. Alright, so let's get it started here. Alright, we want to do like 2 tablespoons of meat. Nice chunks. Kind of spread it out. Start in the middle. Alright. Then you get some water. And you kind of just go over the edges so it can seal. And then you just take it and you just bring it. Now the way I'm doing it super stuffed, so I want every bite to be like crazy. So you just close it down like this. And then you get yourself a fork. And then you just press down on the edge. Like that. We're going to try one with some sharp cheese. I'm going to tear a little bit off. And I'll use the scraps on the next one as it adds up. And now I'm going to add just 1 tablespoon. Since I have the cheese on there, maybe a little more. Yeah. Same deal. Water. And you don't necessarily have to have water. It just seals better if you do. You don't have to do that though. And we're just going to close this up. Same deal, and now we're going to hit it with the fork. Okay guys, so now I'm going to put some egg wash on both sides. And this is optional. This is just to make it a little golden brown because we're air frying it. You don't have to, it just won't be brown. It'll be like just get crisp a little and just a little bit of color. This will give it, this just gives it more color. And we're going to do this to both sides. Before I flip it over, I got my EVO sprayer out. I got some avocado oil in there. Olive oil would be fine. Alright, definitely want to hit it. Alright, and like I said, we're going to do the same thing to the other side. I put it on the rack this time to just make things easy. I just transferred it to the rack to do the other side. So it's just already there. Some more on there. And spray it. Perfect. Alright guys, got them in there. So I'm going to do 325 for 15 minutes. I'm going to flip them at 8 minutes and rotate. Set timer for 8 minutes.
8 minutes, starting now.
Alright guys, I actually added 2 minutes, so I did a total of 10 minutes on this first run before I took it out. And they're looking great. I'm going to flip these over and rotate them. And let's flip them over and see what the other side looks like anyway. Yeah, this still could use a little more time. So cool. So let's rotate these and get the bottom rack to the top. We're not going to flip the bottom rack yet. Yeah, one other thing I must tell you. I would, if I were to do this again, because some of them were actually hard. I had to get a knife and go under it and get like two of them out, even though I sprayed both sides of the rack. I would just use parchment paper, to be honest with you. It just make life easier. Parchment paper only if you're using an air fryer oven. If you're using a traditional, that doesn't apply to you. Just spray out the basket. All right, we did a full 5 minutes on these, so we did a total of 15 minutes so far. So I'm gonna flip these, rotate them, and do one last 5 minutes, and then we should be good to go. So let me flip these real quick. All right, same difference here. Still needs to cook another 5 minutes, and it should be good to go. So let's get this back in here. All right, guys, I would say we're done now. All right, so I'm gonna flip these over, let them cool, and I'll be back. Shout out to all my visitors and subscribers that hit the like button way before my videos even finished. I appreciate that. Look at that, guys. I let this cool off for about 10 minutes. So now I'm ready to try one. I made these before. I didn't use the egg wash, and of course they weren't golden brown like this, but they still were fantastic. And I'm sure these will be too. You take a bite first. You got it? Mmm. Mm-hmm. Nothing but flavor in this, guys. Nothing but flavor. Mmm. Oh, so good, guys. Let's try another one. Let's break it open. And after 10 minutes, it's still hot. Look at that, guys. You take a bite of that, please. Mmm. It's just so good. This could be you. Go to QVC and get this air fryer oven, man. We did 10 at a time. Heck, we could have did 15 if we wanted to. By the way, guys, I use banana pepper in this because I've seen some authentic recipes using olives in theirs, and I cannot stand olives. Oh my goodness. I don't know what poison tastes like, but I would imagine it starts off tasting like an olive. I believe it. So, I love banana peppers. So, I figured that would be like a trade-off for me. And to give it a little bit of kick as well, not too much, which that's exactly what it did. Mm. The sharp cheese didn't give it that much added flavor. So if you were doing a cheese, I would do like a Colby Jack or a Pepper Jack. But the sharp gives it an extra, you could taste it a little bit, but I'm figuring those other cheeses will give it a nice little zing. But it's still fantastic, don't get me wrong. Went and vacuum sealed these guys. If you don't have a vacuum sealer, you should definitely get one. I'll put a link in the description. I could put this in my freezer, deep freezer or regular freezer, up to a year and a half, and it'll still stay fresh because all the air is out the bag and it's vacuum sealed. Just completely awesome. Link will be in the description for an entry level, great priced one. Anyway, that was fun, guys. And I'll leave in the description everything that I did so you can follow along. And you can do this in any air fryer. Not privy to this air fryer oven. If you have a basket air fryer or a multi air fryer or air fryer oven, whatever you got, you can do this in there. Any of these air fryer recipes can be done on any air fryer. All right. So, but anywho, if you have this air fryer oven or any air fryer, consider joining my air fryer group. It's called Air Frying with Doug. We have over 64,000 members in there. We'd love to see what you're making. Come in there and show off, and let's see what you make in your air fryer. Or do a search in there and get some recipes that you were looking for. Guys, if you have an Instagram or TikTok, look me up in those platforms, Cooking with Doug. But that's all I got. Hit like if you like it. Remember to subscribe. If anything, thanks for just even looking at my video, y'all. It's Cooking with Doug.